Hi, funny little alien boy here. Now, I hear about character archetypes like all the time, but I never see them being talked about as like a bigger picture. So I'm gonna do it. I was bored. Cardboard. I wanted to do this. I mean, look at this. I'm literally an alien. I am an alien. My dream has come true. If you know about character archetypes, you typically think of them in like a fighting game context, but they work in literally like every single video game. But if you don't know about character archetypes, then boy, are you gonna be confused as hell, man, honestly. Most fighting games typically have, your typical ones. Shoto, Grappler, Rushdown, Shoto, If you don't know, Rushdowns like get in and out fast, do high damage, and a lot of flashy combos. Grapplers are big, beefy boys who are really relying on grabs and basically bullet sponges or hit sponges or whatever game you're playing. I'll bring that up later. And last but not least, Shoto is basically just Ryu. It's your average guy named after Shoto or whatever. I don't know. The lame guys with fireballs, you know who I'm talking about. Yeah, I see you, Avdol. But as for some new ones I came up with on my own, I'd like to present you the junk drawer character. Now, we all have that one drawer in our house with just everything. It's got batteries, playing cards 100%, probably Sharpies, rubber bands. That's basically what this character is, man. Most of them just have one really RNG dependent move where they just throw out a ton of random and sometimes it's really good, like this, and sometimes it's horrible, like whatever this is. What is this? Seriously, what is the point? And the two best examples are obviously Faust and Peacock. I mean, they're basically the entire reason I made this category. I genuinely can't think of many other ones, except Hero from Smash. Now, reason with me here. I'd say he's more of like a pinata character, because you know what's in there before you hit it, and when the candy comes out, you get to pick and choose what you eat. And when the analogy goes on for way too long and starts to sound like an incoherent 6-year-old with ADHD, I don't know where I'm going with this. I have no idea. That part wasn't even scripted, man. What? Now back on point. The next one would have to be clone characters. These are way too prevalent. The best examples would probably be 12 and Double. And of course Noob Saibot, I mean, he's like literally the textbook definition. We can't leave him out of here. Most of the time these characters are extremely high tier, because in a case like Doubles, their moveset is just the best ability from each character, making someone who can do this. But on the other hand, sometimes there's characters like 12, who is objectively the worst character in this game, and no one disagrees, because he does so little damage and is the most vulnerable in the game. Why is 12 even in here? Why do I play him so often? Whenever I play this game, I play 12. I just hate myself. I'm convinced. And as a small little footnote, a little side note that makes me extremely sad, by a technicality, a character like Yellow Temperance would have to fit into this, or hell, even Richter Belmont would fit into this category, which instantly makes it a lot lamer. We used to have cool characters. I mean, Yellow Temperance is cool, he's Yellow Goo as a character, but Richter Belmont, bro, this man is just Blue Simon. Okay, right now, I'm sure you have no idea why I'm so obsessed with character archetypes, but this is exactly why. They fit in literally any game. For example, I'm going to use one of my favorite games of all time, probably. I mean, look at this. I have 500 hours in this game. What have I become? Team Fortress 2 is a perfect game in many ways, and I'll probably end up talking about it again sometime. But right now, we're talking about character archetypes. And Valve put a lot of effort in making these characters distinct, and oh boy did it work. I guarantee this is unintentional, but I'm gonna dig into it. Scout is a Rushdown, Soldier's a Shoto, Heavy's a Grappler minus the grabs, he's basically a big bullet sponge or whatever, Spy's a clone, obviously. But that's not all. There's also a few of these pesky fellows, these guys, and these ones fall into two new categories, very common in FPS games, being Controller and Support. So restarting from the top, Scout is a Rushdown, Soldier's a Shoto, Pyro's like a Control Shoto, Demo's a Control Shoto with more emphasis on the Shoto though, NG is a support control character, and Medic is obviously a support. But wait, there's this little fella, this little P-jar little sniper Australian fella. I think he's like a pick class or something. I genuinely don't know. I might toss him and Spy in pick class because it's pretty common in FPS games. So yeah, pick class is also one of them, and I will not mention that ever again.
Okay, cool, Laser Man or whatever, but why do you find this cool?
Bro, how the f get in my house? But to answer your question, this is Kumhaehyun, and he has projectile manipulation, meaning he can manipulate his fireball after he throws it out. But what does this have to do with anything? Not much, except for this. I call these puppet characters, and so does everyone else. They typically control two characters or things. Some examples would be Rosalina and Luma, Devo, and Misfortune, obviously. But would Kumhaehyun count? Probably. I mean, he controls something other than his character while also controlling his character. And using this broken logic, you can say that Ryu is a puppet character because he can make his fireball a little faster or slower. But the difference between these two is that Kumhaehyun has complete control over his fireball. Up, down, side to side, Cupid shuffle, anything you want. It may as well just be a second character who is a pure circle of energy and a hitbox that does way too much damage. Like, holy.
Dark and